Hi, thank you for coming to our presentation, Powering Skin, the Interplay of Self-Presentation, Tactile Play, and Spending in Fortnite. I'm Lingyuan, a PhD student at Clemson University. I'll be presenting on behalf of my co-authors, Dr. Freeman and Dr. Yvette Wohn. Spending behavior in gaming has been an emerging research agenda in high-play due to the increasingly popular free-to-play business model. More and more games are published as free, but embedded with various purchasable in-game items to earn revenue. Some items have functional values. For example, upgrading a certain skill, but some don't. In this study, we use Fortnite as our research context to explain how and why self-presentation can affect the in-game purchase behavior. Fortnite is a unique multiplayer online survival game that is well known for its success in selling in-game items. However, it only offers cosmetic and aesthetic in-game items that do not affect the game mechanics, such as changing the appearance or clothing of one's avatar. So what could be the relationships between players' desire for how they present themselves and their motivations to spend in Fortnite? To explore this topic, we use the lens of self-presentation theories to investigate two research questions. First, what factors are associated with dynamic between self-presentation and spending in Fortnite? Second, why is self-presentation associated with motivations to spend in Fortnite? We conducted two empirical studies to answer our research questions. Study 1 was a survey study with 247 responses to answer RQ1. It asked about play patterns of Fortnite, as well as psychological perceptions of how players felt about their avatars by measuring identifiability, self-presence, and self-disclosure. We found that identifiability was significantly related to the amount spent. This means the more unique the individual was, the more money they spent. And self-disclosure was significantly but negatively related to the amount spent, meaning that the more they disclose the personal things to strangers in the game, the less money they spend in the game. And self-presence had no significant relationship with spending. Those who played alone spent more, while those who played in a team with strangers spent less. Inspired by findings from Study 1, we conducted Study 2, a follow-up interview study with 11 Fortnite players to further investigate what aspects of self-presentation could affect the players' in-game purchase behaviors. In Study 2, we identified 5 aspects. First, many players expected to be unique in Fortnite in hopes of distinguishing from others or attracting viewers. Second, purchasing cosmetic items to better customize avatar appearance becomes the important means for players to closely connect with their avatars. Thirdly, players use multiple strategies to benefit their gameplay through using purely cosmetic in-game items. For example, using such items to signal their status. Certain skins represent the time period that a player has been playing Fortnite, which can indicate how experienced the player is. Lastly, the sense of community identity also motivates players to make in-game purchases. If in a team play mode, players feel that it might be important to buy a skin that matches their teammates. Some even purchase items based on their idol's avatar's outfits to imitate, due to a need for belongingness in the idol fan community. One of the implications of the work is that players endeavor to be unique and distinguishable from others, not only as an individual, but also as a team or community, both leading to more in-game purchase. In addition, there is an increased self-presence as players continue to establish emotional attachment with their avatars by customization. So avatar-based games can market and release various merch based on virtual items in the game. Another interesting implication is that the way players use those cosmetic items could even be strategic and tactical. How to use one skin and perceive other skins became a gameplay strategy. We suggest some skins or weapons can be designed to more clearly reveal players' skill level or abilities. Furthermore, we highlight social influence on digital consumption from a different identity lens, which is players express different clothing selection preferences in different game modes, like solo, duo, or team. In conclusion, we believe that these findings not only shed light on the complicated dynamics among self-presentation, gameplay, and spending in modern games, which contributes to the emerging research agenda on spending behaviors in gaming, but also inform future model of designing and publishing digital games. Thank you. I'm happy to take questions.